welcome to this 10-minute masterclass. In this masterclass, I am going to be talking all about when naps finally end and how we can try and encourage your child to have what we'll call a quiet time, though quiet may be a little bit optimistic there. Let's get started. So your child will probably stop napping sometime between 3 and 5 years old. There is no set age when a child will stop napping, but normally it's happening between 3 and 5 years old. But oftentimes we'll actually get a nap strike that can happen. And if a nap strike is happening, it's just a short period of time where your child is just no longer napping for that short period of time, and then they're ready to start napping again. But that can be really tricky if you've been just abandoned the nap and you've just been up and doing things and busy. It can be really hard to then get them to nap again. So that is another reason why having our quiet time can be really, really helpful for when your child is actually ready to nap again. I think this quiet time can be really, really helpful. Really nice to have. It's just a little bit of a break for everybody throughout the day. Now, this doesn't actually have to be too long, but it's nice for everyone to have that little bit of a break. Now, the first thing that we want to do is, I've just been calling it quiet time, but you want to not call it quiet time. If you have a 3-year-old and you're going to try and encourage them to have some quiet time, they're instantly going to dislike the sound of that because 3-year-olds and quiet don't quite go together. So you can rebrand it. You can call it a siesta. You can call it chill out time. You can call it hangout time, whatever you want to call it. But I would rebrand your quiet time. And as well, we want to introduce this and get ourselves set up for success. And the way that we want to do this is start small, really small. So get your child ready as you would do for their normal nap time, but let them know that they don't have to nap. This is fine. You don't have to sleep. We're not having a nap time now. Now we're going to be having our chill out time. You could be leaving the curtains open. You can turn some lights on. Get some activities for your child to do. So that may be that you're going to want them to look at some books, have some toys that they're going to play with, making sure that their room is super, super safe for them to be in, because now they're going to have free reign of their room. We want to make sure that they are in a really safe space. So get your child set up with some activities that they can do, and you want to let them know that you're going to let them know when its time is up, or maybe you're going to set a timer. Now, don't have too much of an obnoxious kitchen timer, but a timer letting your child know when it is time we are done is going to really, really help you. And then you want to set that timer for a maximum of 5 minutes, because if we suddenly set this timer for an hour, that is an infinite amount of time for your child, and they are not going to be able to hang out and wait for that time. So you want to start really small, and 5 minutes would be your maximum time. And when the alarm goes off, then you can ask them if they want to play for longer, or if they're done. Now, if your child is trying to get out of their room and they're coming out of their room, I would take them back and ask them, has the timer gone off? So what you're doing here is you're not the bad guy here. It's the timer. We're waiting for the timer, and you're on the same team then as your child. So if they come out, you can say, has the timer gone off? You'll know if the timer has gone off or not. And if they say no, okay, let's go back and find something else to do so that we can wait until the timer's gone off. If they say yes, and you know that it hasn't, and it's a smart child who will do that. So if they say yes and you know it hasn't, then let's say, let's go check. And then you can go back. So you're not then accusing them. You can go back, check the timer. Oh no, we've got however long left. What are you going to do? Are you going to read your teddy bears? Are you going to play with the cars? Whatever that is then, that you can try and set your child up until then that alarm goes off. And then you want to make a big deal about that. Great, you did really well. Even if your child came out, make a big deal about it. And then the next day, what you can do is, depending on your child, you know your child better than anybody, you may want to keep it at the same time for a little while. and then increase. But it may be that you want to increase. They did okay with that 5 minutes, and then you can increase. Again, you know your child better than anybody, so you want to work on increasing that time. Now, initially, we want to work on building trust, and we don't want to go too fast. So your child might be fine with 5 minutes, but trying to get to 20 minutes, that may be too big of a leap. So maybe doubling the time may be a really good way. Again, when the timer goes off, asking your child if they're ready to leave, if they're done. If they're coming out, then you're going to be taking them back and you're going to be checking the timer. So the timer here is kind of the bad guy, and it's not you. You're on the same team as your child, working towards staying in the room, hanging out until the timer has gone off. Initially, we're building trust that your child is going to be able to do this. And then when they know that they can do this, it's worth them doing it because they're having fun, then you can really increase the time that they are hanging out in their room. So start small, slowly and gradually increase as you can. Now, if your child is on a nap strike when this is happening, then hopefully by the time that's over, they're hanging out in their room and they're going to just be able to fall asleep. Then you can kind of go back into closing the curtains, keeping the lights off, making it a little bit sleepier for them that time. But if they are just done with their naps, then hopefully you've got that period of time in the middle of the day when your child was napping that everybody gets a little bit of a break. Really is worth working on this. I think it's really, really helpful, and it's a really positive thing to have in your life every single day. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next masterclass.